Hey, good morning to you guys. In Rice FHC Outdoors. With my new boat, I'm trying to fish a lot of new lakes and rivers, a lot of stuff that I haven't been able to in the past. And in the fall, what I wanted to cover and what I wanted to make a video on was going to a new lake or a new river and finding fish in the fall. It's a nice little smallmouth right here, a little 2-pounder. There we go. But what I wanted to cover was more or less searching a new body of water and trying to find fish as fast as possible. So if you're fishing on the weekends, if you're like me, you work 5 days a week, you might get out once a week. If you're lucky, 3 or 4 times a month. And you know, finding fish is probably the biggest piece to the puzzle. A lot of guys have all the gear that they need to catch fish, but it's finding fish. And so today I'm out on the Pend Oreille River, northern Idaho, and it's fall. It's pretty darn cold. It's one of those deals where you get up in the morning, you have to bundle up, lots of layers, but by midday it's really nice out. And so water temps, about mid-50s. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be using the all-new Rage Swimmer from Strike King. Swimbait is a search bait. I'm going to go around and I'm going to hit some main points and some outside weed lines and things like that. With the water in the mid-50s, the smallie should be biting pretty good. You know, we're going to just try to cover some water with the search bait. Once you catch fish in a certain area like that, obviously it was a pretty aggressive fish. A lot of these smallmouth and largemouth are feeding on perch. They're gearing up for winter. And so using a swim bait like the Rage Swimmer can help you just cover water and cover an area. Once you get bit, you can slow down with a jig or a drop shot and try to pick up a couple more fish. But you know what? Today's gonna be a fun day, so stick with me and let's put some more in the boat. That's a good one right here. That's how they eat the Rage Swimmer in the fall. I'll tell you what, I really like throwing it, especially some of the smaller swim baits on spinning gear. You know, 10-pound, 12-pound leader, tied up to like a 20-pound braided main line. You can feel a lot, but in places like this in the Pend Oreille, it's only like my 3rd time up here. I can tell that the water is very clear, and these smallies, they rely on their sight for a lot of these bait fish. So using a bright colored swim bait, something natural, still white, like a ghost shad or a pearl white, anything like that, seems to do the trick. And I'll tell you what, man, what a very nice smallmouth bass on that new Rage Swimmer. Ooh. well, a little bit bigger fish. Largemouth certainly inhaled this bait pretty much on the fall, and so it was more or less, you know, just barely crawling it, just barely swimming it, and really healthy largemouth. Fish looks really good, really fat, clearly feeding up for winter, and it's a nice 3.25. Beautiful fish. So you have a lot of choices when it comes to swim baits. You have 3-inch swim baits, 4-inch swim baits, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 10, 11, 12, 13-inch swim baits. Obviously soft body, hard body, hollow belly. Lots of different ways you can rig them and fish them. But in the fall, one of the easiest things to do is just, if you grab a Rage swimmer, here's why I was so excited for this bait when it came out, because a lot of guys up here in the inland Northwest, they fish the Kitex, they fish other brands, and they're tremendous fish catching swim baits. A lot of the times though, when you get a really soft body, they last 1, maybe 2 fish. And so this is what I was going to show you. This bait has caught 5 fish this morning, and it's just now starting to tear. And so what you can do is keep a bottle of super glue with you. I use a little bottle of Gorilla Glue, and what happens is when this swim bait starts to tear away, put you know, a couple drops right there on the swim bait, the jig head, and then slide that swim bait up and keep it there for about 30 seconds, and it should keep the swim bait there for at least another fish or two. That's really important when you're out here, you're fishing swim baits and they're hitting them like they are. A lot of the times the bigger fish are just going to inhale it. You don't really have to worry about losing your bait, ripping your bait and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of these little fish that come up and tag the tail, or you know, they come up and they try to hit the swim bait and they don't really get it in its mouth, it really starts to rip. So grab yourself a durable swim bait, and of course once it starts to pull off, get yourself some Gorilla Glue, use it on there, and it's going to save you a lot of money down the road.